Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Tracy Podolsky, and I am here with Leah Ricotta Tai, and we are both doTERRA wellness advocates. And we are going to be showing you an easy and efficient DIY for pets. So Leah just hosted an amazing pets class and taught us about the safety of how to use our essential oils. And she is going to be making for us dry shampoo. So I'm going to turn it over to Leah so she can demo our DIY this week.
Hello, everyone. All right, so like Tracy said, we're going to do dry shampoo for your dog today. And the reason I chose this is because, well, right now where we're filming in winter or even in between baths, sometimes, your dog gets that little bit of stinky. You want to just like our own hair, right? You don't ever necessarily want to bathe them every day, but you want their skin to be clean and healthy. So the ingredients you need, this is super simple. This is actually a new recipe for me. I've made dry shampoo for myself, which I absolutely love. So I want to try it now for my pup. So you're going to need, the recipe calls for either cornstarch or arrowroot powder. I purchased this on Amazon. I actually like the arrowroot powder. This is what I use for my personal dry shampoo for my human hair. So I figured since it worked out so well that I would stick with this for my pup as well. This recipe calls for a tablespoon of baking soda as well. I've seen other recipes that do not include the baking soda. It's just arrowroot powder. So I'm going to try it with the baking soda, but you don't necessarily need it. I think it does help absorb odors though, so that might be a good thing for this time of the year. You're also going to need some essential oils, obviously, to put in there. And the oils we're using today are lavender and sandalwood and cedarwood. And these oils are very calming. They're very calming to the skin. They're calming for your pup. If you don't have sandalwood, Roman chamomile would be a good substitute. If you don't have neither one of those, you could always just put an extra drop of the lavender or the cedarwood in place of those. There's also other recipes that call for different oils that can help support other things as well. So let's work on, let me show you. This is super, super easy and fun. You just need a metal or glass bowl. I'm going to put my glasses on so I make sure I measure right. So it calls for 1/4 cup of the arrowroot powder. And just like your baking, you can measure out. It doesn't have to be totally exact. Oops, try not to make a super mess. I'm going to put that in your bowl. And then you need a tablespoon of baking soda. And we're going to measure that out. Put that in. You're going to just drop your oils in there now. And if you don't need a lot, remember when we're working with pups and our animals, we're going to use less. Less is better. They don't need a lot of oils. They metabolize things differently. So we don't want to put too much in there.
Leah, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
With the different dog sizes, because you're diluting it in the powder, this can be used for any size dog?
Yeah, I would say this could be used for any size dog. You're just obviously going to put less of the mixture, sprinkle that on your pup. You're not going to cover too much. You don't need a lot of it. Right. So the first oil is 2 drops of cedarwood. And cedarwood's a little thicker. So a little tip with some of the thicker oils too, if you just kind of rub it, roll it in your hands a little bit. I find that helps for the drops to come out. And that's kind of something I just kind of picked up on recently, that it's with all the DIYs I'm doing, I'm going to warm it a little bit. So you're going to do 2 drops of cedarwood. And this one still kind of takes a little bit of time. 1, 2, and that's it. And then it's 1 drop of sandalwood. And sandalwood's another thicker oil. I should have rolled this around a little bit too.
I've never tried that, Leah.
Yeah, I just kind of, I did that with my Myrrh the other day because I've heard of it, I've heard the tip of trying to, warm it before. And then I said, why don't I do that all the time when I do a DIY?
Yeah.
Because it makes it easier.
You can also buy I just bought those droppers for
Yes.
vetiver, but I don't think that would work with the sandalwood, would it? Or does it, do you know if it has the same
I think
top
because it depends on the size of your dropper. I think you can get droppers that are smaller,
for small bottles?
but the vetiver is definitely thicker, I think,
Yeah,
than more viscous than the sandalwood. And then it's just one drop of lavender.
one lavender. Okay.
Yep. All right. And then you're going to just simply, you want to mix this together really well. The recipe that I did for the arrowroot powder, for the dry shampoo for my use, it actually said to pulse it in a food processor, which actually probably would make it quicker. But and that's when you're mixing together. So for human dry shampoo, you want the recipe that I use is actually arrowroot powder and cocoa powder because I have dark hair. So if you have dark hair, you can use the cocoa powder, not like cocoa with sugar, cocoa powder, baking powder that does not have any kind of, it's just baking powder. And pulsing it makes it much easier because you want to make sure that mixture is all thoroughly mixed. But the arrowroot powder is a little bit more powdery. It's just like the same consistency as cornstarch. So once you have that thoroughly mixed, you're gonna store it in a glass or metal container, and you want to put it in. It calls to shake it on your dog. So I actually started saving. These are a little over 2 ounces, which a quarter cup is 2 ounces, and they're from my spices. So I get the organic spices at like Lidl's or Aldi's, and I've been saving these. Some of them I go through quicker than others, but I have this nice little shaker top. So funnel always helps when you're doing a DIY to make sure you don't make a mess. If you don't have it, you can just gingerly spoon it in, but I definitely find that the funnel is helpful. It makes it go much quicker. So actually, this might be a 4-ounce container. But it's still the perfect because you want a little room for that shaker. So this is actually a great, I think it's a perfect size.
I'm going to start saving those. That was a great tip.
Right. Snap it back on. And, I use a little lemon oil to get the label off, to get the sticky off. And I run it through my dishwasher. So, and I put the little top in like the little utensil holder. So it stays, because this is the part that like is going to absorb smells. Like if you have garlic or onion powder or whatever, it's going to absorb the smell. But the glass does not, and it's super easy. It's a plastic part. So then, and just screw it on. You want it in an airtight container and label it. I don't have my labels in front of me. I forgot those, but you want to label it. You could even put the recipe right on there so you have it. And then you're simply going to, and I'll just demo, kind of lightly sprinkle on your pup, and you're going to sprinkle it on their fur. Sprinkle it on their fur, give them a nice little massage it in, leave it sit for a couple minutes, and then you're going to brush them and get that out. Just like if you've ever used dry shampoo in your own hair, you put it in, you rub it in your scalp, and then you brush your hair. So same thing. So I'm going to try it on my Nina today because, we're stuck in the house we're going to be stuck in the house, in this cold weather, and
perfect time. And what can you use other oils, like maybe when it is in the summertime? Or
yes, I had said that earlier. I made a little mess. My powder stuff. You can use, one of the recipes that I was mentioning earlier that didn't have baking soda in it. It just had the arrowroot powder. It actually called for a combination of, it called for lavender, geranium, and eucalyptus. And the geranium and eucalyptus are great insect repellents. So that would be an awesome one in the summer. So you can use in between your baths, and it's also going to help repel those insects, and those are oils that are safe for your pup as well. And this recipe calls for a 2 lavender, 2 geranium, and 2 eucalyptus. So you have that recipe, same basic ingredients. And I said, you could just omit that baking soda and do a quarter cup of arrowroot powder.
Awesome. Easy products, easy things you can get from your grocery store, and your oils. So thank you so much, Leah, and you'll have to let us know how it works on Nina.
Right. Thank you.
I'm making mine for Astrid. All right. Thanks so much. And we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody. See you next week.